What if the most eye-catching transformations dominating headlines today aren't simply the result of discipline or routine, but something far less visible? In a remarkably short time, some of the most recognizable figures in entertainment appear noticeably different, igniting curiosity across social platforms and even within professional communities. Is it purely personal commitment? Or could a quiet shift in modern trends be redefining how we perceive change and self-image? In this video, we explore the most talked-about transformations of 2026, what's different, what has been shared publicly, and why audiences everywhere remain so captivated. If this topic sparked your curiosity, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more thoughtful explorations. For much of the past decade, Lizzo emerged as a powerful voice for self-acceptance. Her music carried a message that felt both clear and uplifting, with songs like Truth Hurts and Good as Hell encouraging people to embrace themselves without apology. On stage and in interviews, she spoke with confidence, challenging long-established beauty standards and reminding audiences that worth is not defined by size. That message became deeply connected to her identity. So when her body began to change, it quickly drew attention. The shift seemed to happen relatively fast, and instead of universal support, the response became divided. Some fans expressed admiration, viewing it as a reflection of discipline and a renewed focus on well-being. Others felt a sense of uncertainty, questioning how this shift aligned with the message she had shared for so long. At the same time, a broader dialogue was already unfolding. In today's entertainment landscape, weight changes are often linked to medications like Ozempic, originally developed for managing type 2 diabetes and now widely discussed for their impact on appetite and weight. Lizzo has not confirmed using any such treatment. Still, in a culture where attention moves quickly, speculation tends to fill the gaps. When a public figure changes, people often look for clear answers even when none are provided. What sets her story apart is the role she held before any visible transformation. She was not simply an artist. She represented a broader idea that resonated far beyond music. She had become a symbol, and when a symbol shifts, reactions are rarely simple. Some critics revisited her earlier message, while others called for empathy, choosing to see a person rather than a fixed idea. In the end, her journey reflects something deeper. Public figures are often expected to represent meanings far beyond themselves, yet they are still individuals navigating change in real time. They grow, they adapt, and they face their own private challenges. Lizzo's story highlights how complex that balance can be between staying aligned with a message and allowing space for a life that continues to evolve. For years, Kim Kardashian has stood at the center of conversations, shaping modern ideas of beauty. Her image didn't just follow trends, it often redefined them, influencing how people across the world perceive style, proportion, and self-expression. This is precisely why her more streamlined appearance quickly became a focal point of attention. The shift seemed to happen in a relatively short span of time, creating a clear contrast with what audiences had grown accustomed to. As a result, both media outlets and the public began exploring the change from a variety of perspectives, each mahawala to understand what it represented. Kim herself addressed the transformation, explaining that it was connected to a clearly defined personal objective. She revealed that her goal was to wear the iconic gown once associated with Marilyn Monroe at the Met Gala. According to her, the approach was carefully planned and temporary, centered on achieving a specific visual outcome for a globally watched moment. She described it as a focused phase of preparation rather than a lasting transformation. Yet the public response quickly moved beyond fashion alone. Some observers questioned the broader implications of such rapid change, especially in a culture already navigating complex conversations around self-image and expectations. At the same time, attention began to widen toward evolving methods associated with weight management, including discussions about treatments originally designed for conditions like type 2 diabetes. Although Kim has not confirmed the use of any specific medical approach, the timing of her transformation naturally fueled ongoing speculation. In the world of celebrity culture, visible changes are often interpreted through the lens of current trends, even without direct confirmation. Her situation highlights how individual choices can quickly take on broader significance when amplified on a global stage. With her level of influence, even a temporary shift can ripple outward, shaping conversations and subtly redefining expectations. It underscores how deeply intertwined appearance, perception, and cultural narratives have become within the modern entertainment landscape. For decades, Oprah Winfrey was far more than a television personality. She became a trusted voice that resonated with millions. Through The Oprah Winfrey Show, she offered something uncommon: openness without pretense. She spoke candidly about her own challenges, from weight fluctuations to the deeper emotional layers often tied to them. In doing so, she created a space where audiences could see reflections of their own experiences. For many, her journey reframed the idea of transformation. It was never solely about appearance, but about understanding, balance, and the ongoing pursuit of a healthier way of living. That is why her later decision caught so many off guard. In recent years, Oprah Winfrey acknowledged turning to medical support as part of managing her weight, including treatments like Ozempic, originally developed for people with type 2 diabetes. For some, this felt like a natural evolution, an honest reflection of how scientific understanding has progressed, recognizing that weight involves complex factors such as hormones, metabolism, and long-term health. For others, however, it introduced a sense of contrast. They remembered the version of her message rooted in gradual, steady transformation. Seeing her embrace a different approach sparked questions, highlighting how even the most consistent narratives can shift as perspectives and knowledge continue to evolve. Oprah Winfrey did not step away from the discussion. Instead, she leaned into it with clarity. She emphasized that her decision was not about surrender, but about gaining a deeper awareness of her body and thoughtfully using the resources available to her. Her journey highlights a powerful idea. Even the most steadfast voices can grow, and even long-held perspectives can shift as understanding evolves. For some, her choice symbolizes a new kind of empowerment. For others, it invites reflection and debate. Yet one truth remains unmistakable: she continues to influence the dialogue, not only about weight, but about the broader meaning of self-direction, adaptation, and what it truly takes to navigate one's own path. For years, Katy Perry embodied a vibrant and expressive chapter of pop culture. Her music carried a sense of boldness and celebration, with tracks like Firework and California Girls becoming more than just chart toppers. They were defining moments that captured the spirit of an era. On stage, she created an atmosphere that felt larger than life, blending vivid visuals with a theatrical presence that audiences didn't just watch, but fully experienced. That identity became inseparable from how the world saw her. So when she began appearing noticeably more streamlined, it quickly drew attention. The contrast was evident, and in a landscape where every change is magnified, such a shift naturally became a focal point of conversation. In recent years, conversations around weight changes in Hollywood have taken on a new dimension. Medications like Ozempic have become widely recognized not only in clinical settings, but also across everyday entertainment headlines. What was once considered private is now openly examined and debated. Katy Perry has never confirmed using any weight-related medication, nor has she connected her appearance to such treatments. Still, the timing of her transformation sparked widespread speculation. That reaction reveals as much about cultural habits as it does about the individual. Today, when a public figure's image shifts, there is often a tendency to search for a single, clear explanation. Yet reality is rarely that straightforward. A performer's body can evolve for many different reasons, shaped by a mix of personal, professional, and lifestyle factors that are not always visible from the outside. Touring demands, lifestyle shifts, personal health choices, or simply the passage of time all can play a role. In the case of Katy Perry, no single explanation has been confirmed. What stands out instead is a broader pattern. In today's celebrity landscape, appearance rarely remains a private matter. It becomes part of a larger narrative shaped by evolving ideals, public curiosity, and the rising visibility of medical conversations. Her transformation may or may not have a simple cause, but the reaction to it reveals something deeper: how quickly perception turns into assumption, and how, in a world driven by constant attention, even silence can carry a powerful message. Throughout his career, Jonah Hill has been notably open about something many prefer to keep private: his evolving relationship with his body. From his breakout role in Superbad to more introspective performances later on, audiences have witnessed those changes unfold over time. His weight has fluctuated, rising and falling, and he has consistently spoken about how those shifts influenced his mindset and daily life. That level of honesty set him apart. Rather than presenting a flawless image, he offered something more grounded and relatable. In recent years, another transformation became visible. He appeared noticeably slimmer, and the contrast was clear. As before, it quickly reignited public discussion. Today, when a public figure undergoes a noticeable transformation, people often search for a clear explanation. Medications like Ozempic have become part of that wider conversation. Originally developed for managing type 2 diabetes, they are now frequently discussed in relation to appetite and weight. Jonah Hill has never confirmed using such treatments. Yet in today's media environment, confirmation is not always necessary for speculation to grow. What makes his story particularly compelling is not just the visible change, but the long history surrounding it. For years, his body has been placed under a spotlight, turned into headlines, debated in public spaces, and often viewed through a lens of expectation and critique. At one point, Jonah Hill even asked the media to stop commenting on his weight altogether. That request carried deeper meaning, because for him, the issue was never just about appearance. It was about constant visibility, about the pressure of being observed, and the feeling that every change demanded an explanation. In the entertainment world, transformation is often framed as discipline or success. But his journey reveals a more complex layer. When a body becomes part of public discourse, change can begin to feel less like a personal choice and more like an expectation. And over time, that expectation can take on a weight of its own, one that isn't seen, but is deeply felt. When Rebel Wilson spoke about her year of health, many people found a sense of hope in her words. She had built her career on humor, confidence, and a willingness to stand apart. In films like Pitch Perfect, she stood out not only for her talent, but for a presence that felt unmistakably her own. At first, her journey appeared straightforward. She shared glimpses of workouts, small milestones, and honest reflections, allowing audiences to follow along as she embraced change with intention. But over time, the narrative seemed to shift. The transformation became more rapid, her appearance evolving in a way that was difficult to overlook. And in a world where visible change is instantly amplified, such speed naturally invites curiosity and questions. Around that same time, conversations in Hollywood were already shifting. Medications like Ozempic had entered public awareness, originally developed for managing type 2 diabetes, but now widely discussed in the context of weight changes. Rebel Wilson never confirmed using such treatments, instead emphasizing medical guidance, lifestyle adjustments, and a sustained commitment over time. Still, for many observers, the pace of her results kept the discussion active. Then another layer emerged. As her journey became more visible through partnerships, interviews, and wellness messaging, perceptions began to diverge. For some, it remained a source of inspiration, a narrative of persistence and progress. For others, it started to feel more structured, more carefully presented, raising questions about how these transformations are shared and understood. That contrast gradually reshaped how audiences interpreted the story. because people tend to connect most deeply with transformations that feel raw and authentic. They look for something unfiltered, something genuinely human. But when personal change intersects with public attention and commercial opportunity, that clarity can begin to blur. Rebel Wilson's journey did more than highlight a physical shift. It offered a glimpse into the mechanics of modern fame. It showed how quickly admiration can evolve into scrutiny and how challenging it becomes to share something personal in a space where every detail is observed, questioned, and often expanded beyond what is actually visible. For much of her time in the spotlight, Khloe Kardashian has faced an intensity of attention that few people ever experience. As part of a globally recognized family featured on Keeping Up with the Kardashians, she was constantly measured against those closest to her. Those comparisons were not always generous. For years, headlines and online commentary framed her as different, someone who didn't quite align with the same image or expectations. It became a narrative that seemed to follow her everywhere. Then a shift began. After navigating a series of highly public personal challenges, Khloe turned her focus inward. She spoke openly about discipline, daily structure, and using fitness as a way to rebuild confidence and regain a sense of control. Fans watched closely. At first, the response was largely supportive. People saw effort, determination, and a sense of someone reclaiming direction in her life. But as time went on, the changes continued. Her figure appeared more streamlined, more defined, and with each new appearance, the conversation resurfaced. In today's Hollywood, noticeable shifts often invite speculation. Medications like Ozempic have become part of that broader dialogue. Originally developed for managing type 2 diabetes, they are now widely discussed for their influence on appetite. Khloe Kardashian has never confirmed using such treatments, yet in a culture shaped by constant observation, silence can quickly give rise to assumption. What makes her story more layered is the environment surrounding her. In a family where image is deeply connected to success, every detail becomes visible, every photo invites comparison, and every shift is carefully examined. That kind of pressure doesn't fade, it accumulates over time. Khloe Kardashian's journey goes beyond appearance. It reflects the experience of living under constant comparison, of trying to define yourself in a world that continually reshapes how you are seen. And over time, that pressure can influence not only public perception, but also the way you begin to understand yourself. If this perspective gave you something to think about, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss what's coming next.